Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Kate. I am a mom of 3 children, Olivia who is 7, Eden who is 4.5, and Asher who is 2, about to be 2.5. And today I'm going to make a classical / Charlotte Mason gift guide for you. I've recently been starting to make videos on my channel again, and I was looking through my analytics and seeing which videos of mine from the past are still popular and people are still watching them. And one of them that gets watched pretty regularly still is my Montessori gift guide. And it's funny because I really don't do Montessori with my kids anymore. I did that when they were younger. So I figured it's time for an updated gift guide, though I will say some of the principles still apply, but I'm going to call this a poetic gift guide, which is sort of a nod to Amanda Faust and her curriculum that I'm using this year, the Children's Tradition, which talks a lot about poetic knowledge and really having this poetic school experience or childhood experience for your kids. She gets that based off of the book called Poetic Knowledge by James Taylor. So poetic knowledge is a kind of intuitive, experiential knowledge. It's really a knowledge of the heart, and it's rooted in wonder. And so this gift guide is going to hopefully give you some ideas of things that you can buy for your child to give them a poetic experience one way or the other. And I'll try to talk a little bit about that with each recommendation that I give. I don't want to go too long into that, but I think it'll also be self-explanatory how some of these things lend themselves to a poetic knowledge of the thing. So the first thing on my list is art supplies. Obviously, art can be technical, but in many ways, especially for a child, it's really more romantic, it's more poetic, it's more feelings of the heart and wonder and beauty and all that goodness. So I always think about how can I restock my kids' art supplies around Christmas time, whether it be watercolor paints, other different types of paints, which I'll link my favorites down below, clay tools, colored pencils, pencil sharpener, like an electric pencil sharpener if they need one, things like that. I always like to splurge on watercolor paper and some nicer type of like canvases or papers around this time as well to really just reinvigorate my kids' art supplies during this time of year. So that's your first idea. The second idea is based in imaginative play. So we were lucky enough to thrift a wooden dollhouse a few years ago, and my kids still play with it years later. And so that is my second suggestion, is some sort of beautiful dollhouse, especially if you have girls. Going along with that, like wooden figurines, wooden furniture. You can find things on Amazon, which we have. Etsy also has some really cute figures and characters. I'm actually looking at getting my daughter. Right now they just have like little people figurines, but I think like a little mouse family with cute clothes on, or a little family of rabbits or something would be so cute, and maybe some additional furniture to just spruce up their dollhouse around Christmas time. This just lends so much to wonder and imagination and the poetic life in your children. Next would be, I think about music. So instruments. Last Christmas, we got all of our kids harmonicas, and it's so little and so cheap if you're budget friendly or need something that's budget friendly, because instruments can be expensive. But a harmonica, they had hours upon hours of fun and just this experience of making different notes and different sounds on the harmonica. They really enjoyed it. Recently, I don't know if you can see in the background here, we recently got a free piano from Facebook Marketplace. My husband had been searching for months for what he wanted. He wanted a Baldwin Hamilton, and we were able to get one, which was such a blessing. Actually, hear him coming home right now. So we finally found this piano for free, and we were able to get it about 2 weeks ago, and it has been a humongous blessing. My oldest daughter is very creative and musical. I think she has some musical gifting from my husband's side, not from me. And so it has been a huge priority for us to get her some instruments, because I just feel like it is so important that she is able to play with them, to work with the sounds, to make beautiful things out of instruments and to make beautiful music. So she's not in lessons or anything like that, but she can play a little bit just self-taught and my husband has been teaching her. I think if you want to get some instruments or a piano in your house, Facebook Marketplace is a great place to just keep an eye on. Be patient. It might take months, but it will be worth it if you find what you're looking for. We also own a box drum because my husband is a drummer, and it's really cool to see either he's on the box drum and Olivia's on the piano and they're playing together, or vice versa, they switch. But they really, really enjoy playing together, and it is such a joy to have music be a part of our home. So think about what instruments you might be able to give your kids, even if it's something simple like tambourines and a triangle to start with. I really think blessing them with music is something that's gonna bring such beauty to their childhood. Okay, so this is actually kind of going back to the dollhouse idea, so maybe these aren't in the best order, but along with the dollhouse idea, my daughters love paper dolls, magnetic dolls, and also just obviously like stuffy dolls. I was lucky enough to thrift a really beautiful paper doll set that my kids love. And then my sister, I think, got them the Little House on the Prairie paper doll set for Christmas last year. Maybe they still play with it. They love it. And I think we also thrifted a magnetic doll set where you can like change the girls' clothes. But I think any sort of dolls, and be creative. If they have a lot of like stuffies that they don't play with, maybe try paper dolls this Christmas. There's some really beautiful ones out there that you can find. Okay, sticking with the imaginative play, I think a play kitchen, a playhouse outside, accessories to go with those things are wonderful. This is actually one of the big ways that Charlotte Mason and classical education differ from Montessori. Montessori does not believe in like play kitchens or pretend play. They think instead of using a play kitchen, just play in the real kitchen, which I totally agree that having time in the real kitchen is amazing. But I have been surprised. We got a play kitchen for Christmas last year. My kids still play with it regularly. And I think that it's such a beautiful way for them to get into their imaginative modes at home. Sorry, a loud truck was going by. It's a really beautiful way for them to get into their imaginations at home and to play. And we have several things that go along with the play kitchen that are really helpful. So one of those is like a restaurant kit. It comes with a menu, it comes with a bill, and the menu has items on it that we like that also came in the kit. So it has coffee, and the coffee came in the kit. It has milkshakes. It has these different things that you can order. So my kids love that. And we also got a little pretend like credit card machine, and it comes with a credit card. It beeps, you like enter your PIN, and it beeps a few times, and they absolutely love the credit card machine. So that is a nice accessory. We've thrifted a shopping cart. So sometimes the kitchen turns into more of like a grocery store, and they're able to use the shopping cart to put food in there and go around. A cash register to check out, especially with the shopping cart. We've given them some of our old expired credit cards that they're able to use with the cash register. So all of those things really make the play kitchen experience even better, and they're very affordable little add-on options. So things like that. We also have a playhouse outside that has a little kitchen in it, and they love playing in that outside. They love making soup, any kind of soup. It doesn't matter what season of the year they're in. They're able to find some sort of soup or some sort of pretend food, a mud pie, something like that to make outside. So I think those are all really good ideas if you're looking for more of that imaginative play this year. Going along with that, figurines. I know I talked about dollhouse figurines, but animal figurines are huge for my kids. And this actually goes along with the next gift idea too, which is blocks, just an assortment of blocks and building materials. My kids often use the blocks and the animal figurines together. They make a zoo, they make some sort of habitat for the animals to live in. We also have little wooden like peg dolls that they make people in the house, and then they have pets or they have a farm. There's just so much you can use your imagination for if you have some animal figurines and some blocks. And those are two things that really you can find at almost any thrift store if you go regularly. So keep your eye open for those things when you're thrifting next. Sticking with imaginative play, also costumes, dress up items, play silks. My kids love to play pretend dress up. So of course my son likes to dress up and have his sword and his shield. So if you have both boys and girls in your home, you might need different dress up things. But we have the sword and the shield and all this stuff for him. And then my daughters have a lot of dresses. They like to pretend that they are getting married and having weddings. They put on dances. They play Laura and Mary. They play all different sorts of things. As many different items for dress up as you can have. I think kids always love getting new dress up items. Okay, moving away from imaginative play a little bit, there are some good games that our kids really like that I think do fit this poetic mode. One of the games that we really enjoy are these bingo games that are beautiful that are found on Amazon. I have never found them thrifting, unfortunately, so this might be something you need to buy new. But we have bird bingo, we have ocean bingo, and I know that this same company also makes, I think, like a dog bingo, horse bingo maybe, endangered animals bingo, cat bingo. There's so many different versions of bingo and they are beautifully illustrated. It comes with a little booklet that tells you about the animals, but I just think it's great to get our kids familiar with these beautiful creatures so that when they encounter them in stories or in books, or maybe if we go to the zoo and they encounter them, or the beach and they encounter them, they're familiar with what they are and they have this knowledge that they've acquired in a really fun way. And so I highly recommend these bingo games. Okay, outside toys. So I did mention a playhouse outside. I also think kites are amazing and are so good for our kids and really allow them to experience the wind and the elements outside in a really fun, playful, imaginative way. So if you don't already own a kite or two, I highly recommend adding that to your list, especially for like early spring and late fall on those nice and windy days. Or if you go to the beach, they're wonderful to take to the beach. We love taking our kite to the beach. It's just really fun and it adds an element of, I don't know, just like joyful relaxation when you hear the waves coming in and you see your kite just like flapping in the wind. It's really beautiful. Okay, so speaking again more for the boys here, we really enjoy our ride-on toys outside and even inside. So we have some diggers that my son loves to ride on. The digger outside, actually, like the digger part moves, and so he digs in the dirt constantly. He's constantly digging up my flower beds, but he's having so much fun with that digger. We have a tractor, a ride-on tractor outside, and then inside we actually have another digger and a garbage truck that he loves to ride around on. This is like a huge way for him to get his energy out, his boyish energy, without being destructive. He just rides around as fast as he can, or like loops around our house on his garbage truck. And the garbage truck has like a little tank, little garbage can, I guess, on the back of it that you can like dump into the back. So he really enjoys it, but I suggest ride-on toys. I've actually found one of the diggers I found at the thrift store. So it's not impossible to find ride-on toys. You probably just have to be patient if you're looking for them. And then along with that, outside bikes, tricycles, scooters, anything that moves with wheels that your kids can play on outside, I always think is a really good gift idea. Again, buying them new is wonderful, but getting them used also does the trick. All right, I'm gonna end with some literary ideas here. So a Yodo and Yodo cards, I think is a good idea. We recently jumped on the Yodo bandwagon. My daughter had been listening to audiobooks for a long time, but I was just playing them from my Spotify account onto our Bluetooth speaker, and it just prevented me from listening to anything I wanted on my phone or from making a phone call or whatever. So we ended up getting her a Yodo player and she loves it. I actually think we're gonna probably get one for my middle daughter at some point, maybe for Christmas, because she has started taking Olivia's Yodo because she wants to listen to it so much. Yodo cards are very expensive. For our family, they're just more expensive than I'm willing to spend. Like it's $60 to get the Chronicles of Narnia, which I think is just absurd. And so what we did instead is we bought, I think, like a 10-pack of make your own cards. And it took me forever to figure out how to do it. But once I knew how, and maybe I'll make a separate video on this, once I knew how, it's very easy. And there are plenty of really good, especially classical audiobooks for free that you can find online, and you can load onto the make your own card, and then it goes into the Yodo player and it plays the book. The other wonderful thing about the make your own cards is you can continue to load them with new books indefinitely. So we will never have to buy another card unless for some reason I just simply cannot find the book that I want. and I want to buy the card, as long as I can find the audiobook, even if I have to pay like a little bit for it online, I can put it onto the Yodel card indefinitely, which I think is amazing and really makes it much more of an affordable option. So I think that that is a good option for Christmas as well. Similarly, but a little bit different, I think reading lights for your child's bedside are a really cute gift, almost like a stocking stuffer. We actually gave this to our kids as a stocking stuffer last year, because sometimes after we read them books and we say goodnight, they're like, oh, but I'm still looking at this book. I'm still looking at the pictures. And so we turn the overhead light off, or the light from the room off, and they still have their little lamp or their little nightlight that's like attached to their bed, and they can look at the pictures or read, and then it's really easy for them to turn off. They don't even have to get out of bed, and they can go to sleep. And so that is a really cute idea if your kids also like to stay up late reading. And then last but not least, I think it's always nice to have some seasonal Christmas books. We have a tradition that on Christmas Eve, we always open books for each other. We try to make them thrifted books. So everyone gets a thrifted book as a gift. We drink bone broth hot chocolate together. We're in our Christmas pajamas, and we do that before we go to bed on Christmas Eve. So to end this video, I'm gonna just put some pictures of my favorite Christmas books, and I hope they are helpful. If you're looking for some good Christmas books, I hope that this video was helpful. What would you add? I would love to know, because I'm starting my own Christmas list. What are you getting your children for Christmas? Give me some ideas down below, please. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.